Hey, what's up everybody? I hope you're all feeling fantastic out there. In this throwback, we're taking it back to 2010 to talk about the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I just reviewed the '84 original, so despite not really liking this movie when I saw it in theaters, I figured it'd be a good chance to go back and give it a second viewing to see if it was possibly better with older eyes, but it wasn't.
Ready or not, here I come.
Now, to me, the one bright spot I would say would be the performances of both Rooney Mara and Kyle Gallner. They weren't really enough to carry the progression of this recycled storyline, but I would say to their credit, they both brought effort to their performances, and I wouldn't consider them to be a reason for this movie's blatant failures. Failures that I think started with the storyline overall. I think the first film was able to seed throughout, then reveal the parents' involvement nicely in the final act. This really allowed the movie to build a connection to the characters through their experiences, with piece by piece of the plot kind of falling into place. This one here, however, trudges through several minutes during all of the acts in this generic investigation mode, something that I don't think really works when you already know the plot reveal. This movie also stitches in a human backstory to Kruger, something that the original proves played out much better in our mind than on screen, and it also fails to capture the unity of the teams, and the closer rapport between the teams is just missing in this movie, and instead it just relies on a been there, done that love story to carry the main plot that I don't think really builds much intrigue at all. Which leads into another massive issue with this movie, and now I can appreciate the darker tone for this role. Kruger in later films I think did get progressively comical, which certainly did hinder the scarability factor, but the monotone delivery from Haley completely just kills the character's enthusiasm and charisma altogether. Now I know Robert Englund left large shoes to fill in this character, and Haley's darker turn does have its glimmer of appeal. I liked the twitching of the blades that he does here, but I think the positives are extremely faint because not only was the personality of the character swept away, but the practical look was gone as well, with digital effects taking over that didn't work at all for me. Kruger in this movie to me felt flat and lifeless visually, physically, and emotionally, and it results in a remake that I would say pretty much feels the same. It just has that studio polish to it that makes it look like every other horror film out there. It builds really none of its own unique atmosphere. The scenes it does try to recreate, like the bedroom ceiling scene, the bathtub scene with Freddy's glove, the sequence where Freddy peers through the wall above the bed, despite all the advancements of technology, just don't hit with the same creep factor as they did in the original. So for me, this Nightmare on Elm Street remake was a huge miss, and I'll give it 25%. It doesn't capture the mood, the tone, really, or the vibe of the original. This new version of Freddy was a huge miss, and despite the efforts of Mara, Gallner, and even Clancy Brown and Connie Britton trying to bring some validity to it all, it just feels like another processed horror movie.